Donald Trump's trip to Texas just took a very dark turn. This evening, Donald Trump left the White House, went to Texas for a closed to the press event. He went there to support Ken Paxton, very corrupt individual running for the Senate seat there. Donald Trump's approval in Texas is net negative 22, according to the latest Economist YouGov poll. And Democrats are pulling ahead in the Senate race there with James Tallarico and many of the congressional races there. Now, as Donald Trump was heading to Texas with Natalie Harp, and I'll show you video of that in just a moment, those two together, it looked very odd indeed. Donald Trump started making numerous psychotic and frankly very creepy posts with Natalie Harp. Donald Trump posted this bizarre AI image of himself and Dolly Parton. I mean, how lowbrow, how sickening after Dolly Parton passes away for you to post images like this. And Natalie Harp helps Donald Trump make posts like this. They do it together. And this is just so grotesque and so sickening. Donald Trump and Natalie then posted a map of the United States and Canada where they wrote over Lake Ontario, Lake America, because Donald Trump is a sick and disgusting person who wants to distract the American people from the fact that he's destroyed our economy. Inflation is surging. Gas and diesel prices are at all-time highs. His catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran continues. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, they are meeting at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting and next week, and they continue to talk about how Donald Trump's economic D-Day is just more pathetic and empty rhetoric from Trump. Donald Trump's response is to post while heading to Texas, "Iran is a failing nation, DJT." Again, just so utterly weak and pathetic. Here's the footage right here of Donald Trump boarding Air Force One, fresh after illegally renaming Lake Ontario, Lake America. You'll see Natalie Harp right there as well. Let's play this clip, and Call to Activism was able to aggregate this clip. I'll give him credit. Let's show it. Now, while that was taking place, Donald Trump then appointed Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, to take control over the oversight and litigation regarding the Kennedy Center, which Donald Trump wanted to be called the Trump Kennedy Center. That was adjudicated by a federal court to be illegal. So Donald Trump filed an emergency motion this week saying he needs to engrave his name into the Kennedy Center and say this is dedicated to Donald Trump for rebuilding the Kennedy Center, and he wants it engraved, and he wants to name the entire area around the Kennedy Center the Trump Pavilion. He says, or else he will demolish the Kennedy Center and perhaps turn it into an outside amphitheater. But if he can't have his name engraved, he wants the whole thing demolished. So Howard Lutnick held this bizarre, I would say it's like Kim Jong-un's propagandist, but frankly, Kim Jong-un is far more mature than this behavior, like far more normal than this behavior. So you had Howard Lutnick holding this press conference, Trump flying into Texas, and you'll hear people in the area yelling lies, shame. Watch this.
Center, the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts should be the greatest cultural institution in the United States of America and possibly the world. And the president wants to do that, right? But it's not there now. It's had decades of financial neglect. And the reason that happened is because Congress is good at a lot of things, but what they're not good at is putting out a little bit of money every year to renovate and restore a building. They're just not good at that. 10 million, 20 million necessary to fix this or fix that. They're just not good at that. And so what happens is decade after decade, what happened was this building was neglected.
Speaking about shame, Donald Trump on his social media platform again while in Texas, posting this AI meme of himself George W. Bush and the Ayatollah. It's an AI image that then says mission accomplished. You know, when George W. Bush did the mission accomplished thing, the mission wasn't accomplished, and that was known as a real low point in the United States foreign policy. But Donald Trump just saying mission accomplished. And he's continued to say, I control the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, we don't control the Strait of Hormuz. It's pathetic. Trump posting images of gilding more statues gold. He thinks that's what the American people want. And because he's heading to Texas, he's continued to attack James Tallarico by posting AI altered images of him next to Alfred E. Newman. And then I'll show you this image right here. More Natalie going in with Donald Trump over here aboard the Air Force One. You can see for yourself. Oh, then Howard Lutnick was asked by the press, why not just put Trump's name on the building in 2 years after the renovation is done? Why are you doing it now? And Lutnick says, you know, Donald Trump is the greatest philanthropist, the greatest builder of all time, so it needs to go on now. I mean, this is what we're doing, really? Here, play this clip.
Two questions about the renovation. First, if the board wants to give the president credit for the renovation and put his name on the building, why not do that in 2 years after the renovation is done? Isn't that usually how it works?
It's not usually how it works. The idea, when you have the greatest philanthropist, the guy who's going to raise you $500 million, you just need him to agree. And whatever the terms are, since you know he is the most credible person in the world, when he says, I'm going to raise the money, you know he's going to raise the money. You need to induce him, entice him, get him to agree to wear it and do it. And the board has made that decision. It's a prudent decision for the board. I listened to the board discuss it. It is very, very prudent. If they said, well, maybe I'll do it later, right? Well, maybe he'll raise the money later. That's not the way it works. You make an agreement. If you could shake hands with President Donald J. Trump to raise you $500 million and your inducement to him, the board's inducing him, saying, I'll acknowledge you if you raise me the money, commit to raise me the money, and I'll acknowledge you. If he commits to raise the money, I'd acknowledge him. I'd do it in a minute. How much do letters cost? Right? And if he didn't do it, you can always take the letters down. He's going to do it. He's the president of the United States. He delivers every time he says it. It's just the right thing to do. It's smart for the board to do it.
Interior Secretary Doug Burgum then responded to the White House account that said, effective immediately, Lake Ontario is renamed Lake America. Like, you do realize the name Ontario is not Canadian. It comes from the indigenous people in the region before Canada was ever a country, before the United States ever existed. It literally translates to like Big Lake or Great Lake. There's a lot of things in the United States named Ontario, but those are facts. I mean, what do you want me to do? Secretary Doug Burgum goes, we're on it, President. We're on it, Mr. President. The places and waters that border our nation and support our economy should reflect the greatness of America. USGS maps our country for the world to see, and we are proud to implement your executive order and rename it Lake America. Yes, so. Bunch of clowns. And then the USGS, the U.S. Geological Survey, then renamed it Lake America in their own mind. This doesn't apply internationally, but to Office of the Secretary of the Interior, from Director, U.S. Geological Survey, Lake America rename. Sir, as of 4:30 p.m. today, the U.S. Geological Survey has officially designated the former Lake Ontario to be renamed as Lake America in all official USGS electronic documents. The change will begin occurring in printed documents over the next several days. The change has also been made official in the geographic. Now, we are a clown country, man. We are a loser clown country under Donald. I mean, does it get more pathetic than this? While in Texas, Donald Trump posts, Jonathan Hunt of Fox News did a particularly inaccurate report on the failing Islamic Republic of Iran. I don't want to meet, they do. In fact, they are begging to make a deal. Brett Baer should straighten out his flunkies for a change, DJT. Then Brett Baer responded and fact-checked Donald Trump. Here, play this clip.
Iran. Jonathan Hunt did a story earlier in the show, and just moments ago, the president, I assume while flying to Texas, he's just landed there, put out a Truth Social saying, Jonathan Hunt of Fox News did particularly inaccurate report on the failing Islamic Republic of Iran. I don't want to meet. They do. In fact, they are begging to make a deal. Brett Baer should straighten out his flunkies for a change. First of all, Jonathan Hunt's not a flunky. He's a great reporter. Second of all, Mr. President, we didn't say you wanted to meet. In fact, we played a soundbite that you didn't want to meet, and there are no negotiations. We said that Treasury Secretary Bessent is hoping to meet with G20 countries to increase the pressure on Iran, and that Gulf state allies, including Qatar, are inside Tehran trying to get Iran to agree to concessions. That was what it said.
Then, of course, Donald Trump's got to manipulate the markets. We know that he trades 21,000 times last year. In June alone, he did 1,000 stock trades. So Trump's like, great news. Micron, one of the hottest companies in the world, just announced a massive $10 billion investment. NVIDIA just announced record sales of $96.2 billion, forecasting a 70% rise in revenue in 2028. Then he posts this weird chart. The greatest. And it's Donald Trump and presidents, but he's the greatest. Then he says, great. Lincoln, Washington, Roosevelt, Wilson, Jefferson, Jackson, near great. Roosevelt, Cleveland, Adams, Polk. Failures. Biden, Obama, Grant. I mean, this guy's again such a, I mean, could you imagine ever having such a loser as a president? It's really psycho. And then Howard Lutnick, again, I would say doing his Kim Jong-un. No, this is way worse. This is some way worse stuff. And it's just embarrassing. This is what the United States is. It's completely embarrassing. Here, play this clip.
Cultural institution in America, and help Donald J. Trump make this the greatest building in the world, because only he has the power and the expertise to renovate this building in a spectacular fashion during the next 2-year period, and then have a grand opening and really make this building rock. All right, so that's the objective. We all agree it needs to be done, right? I don't understand why we're here, so I figured I'd come and explain my baffled thing of really this is what we're using the courtroom for, to say it, but that's where we are, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Well, anyway, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
Breaking news right now. My brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.